signs in there. And I'll see you.
Call the meeting to order, and I'd like to introduce myself, Tom Prickett, and Chair of the Zoning Hearing Board. We'll go from your left to your right, and Kathy Ilanik is the stenographer. James Jones is the secretary. Kara Sheridan is the vice chair. To my immediate left and to your right is Christopher Volz, who's with the firm Tucker Ahrensberg, and he's our solicitor. And also is Liz or Elizabeth Ross, who's the zoning director. And with that, I would ask for a review of the minutes from the May 15th, 2023 meeting. Do we have a motion for approval?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries unanimously. If anyone who's giving a presentation this evening pertinent to a variance request or giving testimony, if you'd be so kind as to stand, and Kathy will swear you in. We have no old business. We do have new business, and we'll start with application number 2023-0003, Lakeview Christian Life Church, which is a sign variance request. Applicant seeks a dimensional variance to install a 60-square-foot freestanding sign. Section of the ordinance restricts freestanding stands in residential districts to 15 square feet. If you'll be so kind as to come to the podium, and we'll begin your request. I think previously the sign was visible, but with pin dots regrading of Morganza Road, apparently visibility has changed, and also the church has apparently changed its name. So we have a couple of reasons for the new sign request and the dimensional variance request.
Yeah, we'll sit. You don't want that?
I mean, they can.
Leave that up there.
Yeah, that'd be fine. Thank you, Board. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak this evening. Pastor Norman H. James II, been the pastor of Lakeview for 32 years. We purchased our property back in 1978 and had a couple of additions to it. About 35 years or so ago, we put the current sign that's there, and with the change in topography of Morganza Road, it's now not only an old 35-year-old sign, it's now not able to be seen from the road, and we would like to change the color, and we'd like to update it. And so our couple of drawings that I have, I don't know what you've seen. That's the sign itself. I also have two panoramic pictures. They're the same, one just a little bigger for you to see. And also, if I can give Elizabeth one more, I have a picture of what the sign will look like in the flower bed by the church. We'll see that it's a 48-inch on one side to a 72-inch on the other side. There's a diagonal top to it. We are 63 feet off of the road, the edge of the road, and the sign itself does not block any of the neighbors or block anyone coming in or out, ingress or egress from the property or to the property.
Any questions? And basically what's requested is a 45 square foot dimensional variance, correct?
Yes. Mr. Jones, to your left in yellow, I'm sorry, it's hard to see, in the flower bed is where the new sign will be. Yes.
Oh, here. The new one will be here.
Too dark for me to note it any other way. Note the picture that you're holding, Ms. Sheridan, is a 6x9 that was there.
Oh, okay.
Glad to answer any questions that you have.
Is there anyone present specific to this variance request? Entertain a motion?
I move that we grant the request for the 45-square-foot dimensional variance to permit the construction of the proposed 60-square-foot standing sign as depicted in the application and explained at the hearing.
Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Carries unanimously.
Thank you, Board. I really
Congratulations and good luck to you.
appreciate Elizabeth's help all during this process. So you know, from this side of your board, someone who doesn't do this at all, she
Yeah.
was a great help in helping us every step of the way. So your representative is doing a great job.
That's nice to hear. Thank you.
Anything else you need from me?
No,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you for coming prepared.
Our second application is number 2023-004, Stephen and Janet, and bear with me, Yenchik? Oh, okay. And basically,
Do we have someone presenting for him?
do we have a presenter? And if you could use the podium and, again, identify yourself by name and address.
Good evening. My name is Mark McVicker. I represent the Overlook at South Point HOA. I'm the president of the HOA. Mark, M-A-R-K, McVicker, M-C-V as in Victor, I-C-K-E-R. Steve and Janet, I believe, Liz, I got a hold of you, and they were on vacation. I think they were actually supposed to come last month, and so they're out of town. I actually went down and took a look at their lot because we also have a variance for the HOA, and that would be with the storm drains. For some reason, and I live right around the corner from Steve and Janet, and for some reason, once they got around the corner on Brookstone Drive, the variance went from 10 feet to 20. And I actually went and took a look at their lot, and in the rear of their lot, they have 3 storm drains, so it's really evident as to where the pipe is. So we would grant that extra 5 feet that they've requested from the HOA, dependent upon the board approving the variance for the fence. And I think they were asking to come within 5 feet of their fence, which is zoning and falls to you all. And I know we have precedent because I look at all the requests that comes through, and I know it's been granted in the past, specifically for pools.
Right. Yeah, the rear yard setback is 15 feet for pools. They're seeking a 10-foot variance request to install the pool 5 feet from the side property line.
That's correct.
And it sounds like there's justification based on what you're presenting to accommodate that.
Yes.
Any questions?
So, just to verify, they can't, there's not another place on the property they could locate the pool that would put them within the setback requirements?
I would say no, based on what I've seen. I've looked at their design that they submitted, their architectural review request to us, and I think what they've selected is the best location, but the trouble with their property is most of their rear yard is down over a hill, and so they're subjected to either left or right, and they've got to stay behind the plane of the home because it can't be in the side yards. And so if you went to the other side, it would just be a variance on the other side of the fence. So either way.
Any other questions? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I assume no, but do we have anybody else? Any other witnesses?
I move that we grant the request for a 10-foot side yard setback variance to permit the construction of the proposed in-ground pool as depicted in the application and explained at the hearing.
Is there a second to that motion?
Yeah, I'll second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries unanimously. Thank you. And I think as you observed, we've approved, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simplistic. We've approved those in the past.
Yes, like I said, we see all the pull requests that come through for our plan, and I've seen this at least 2 other times.
Yeah. Sheds and pools, and you just accommodate based on this type of thing.
Yes. Our biggest concern where we're at is, of course, all the storm drains in the rears of the property. That's what we fight the most. And for some reason, they gave them a 20-foot variance back here, which is unnecessary because everybody else is 10, and we're gonna approve that for them to go 5 feet within that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
I'm gonna stay right here.
Application, the third application is application number 2023-005, Overlook, which is a sign variance. Applicant seeks a 1-foot dimensional variance to install 16 square feet freestanding sign. The code restricts freestanding signs in residential districts to 15 square feet.
So again, Mark McVicker, president of the HOA for the Overlook at South Point. What you see on the screen up there, probably you have in your packet as well, is the fence that sits in the front of our property, and that would be Coldstream Drive and Angora Road. Rather large sign, single-sided, and what we're looking to do is to put something about 1/3 that size back on Overview and Burnside at the rear of our plan. So that folks know that that's also an entrance and an exit. It used to be Davis Lane. Davis Lane got moved back somewhat, and it's now Overview.
Do you have any depiction of what the sign is going to look like, or is it like in similar in nature to this sign?
It's going to look exactly as what we're seeing on the screen up here. The difference will be that it'll be double-sided because sitting out on Burnside, it has to be seen from both sides of the road, coming and going. So this is a single-sided sign up here. This will be double-sided, much smaller, but still the actual sign itself, the centerpiece that says Overlook at South Point, exceeds the current zoning for square footage of signs by 1 foot.
And it'll be an adequate space away from the road as required?
Yeah, I don't know. There are pictures that we submitted, but they're mostly like looking down on the lot, but we have plenty of room out there. We've kind of selected a spot that is clear of all stop signs, far enough away from the side roads, centrally located, and I'm gonna have to have some folks come in there and get rid of some of the brush. I didn't realize I had any control. And how do I move forward?
That makes you change.
Okay.
When you go in Overview, is it going to be, like, when I'm entering in, is it going to be on the left or the right?
So it depends on which way you're coming on. It depends on which way you're coming from on Burnside, but if you're coming up from like Muse Bishop,
Yes.
It'll be on the left-hand side. You'll pass Overview and it'll sit right there on the left.
Right after the entrance? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any other questions.
We kind of have, the slide we have up there kind of shows the location. I mean, it's a common area that belongs to the HOA. Like I said, it used to be Davis Lane, but Davis Lane got pushed back a bit, and that's all Overview now.
And I just wanted to confirm, what is the dimension again of the sign?
The sign is 16 square feet, so it would be 8 feet long, 2 feet high, and it would be one on each side
Okay.
of the monument.
And the existing sign is 16 feet high today?
The monument itself is 7 feet tall. And I probably have it on here.
I don't know that I would have included anything beyond the existing picture, because the monument doesn't have to be included in the calculation.
Right.
Just
The stone,
letter.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't see that. In here, I did submit that. It was the actual building plan from the contractor we have that wants to build that.
And the existing sign is the 16-foot. That's correct?
The existing sign is a lot bigger than that.
Okay.
I don't have the exact dimensions, but what we're proposing out there at the rear inch is about 1/3 the size of what you're looking at on the screen or in
Okay.
your packet.
So then you're basically just asking for a variance of 1 foot.
For 1 foot for the actual sign itself, yes.
Okay.
And there's no one to give testimony tonight present, but have you gotten any negative feedback or pushback pertinent to the proposed variance?
We have not.
Okay. If there are no other questions, I'd entertain a motion.
I move that we grant the request for a 1 square foot dimensional variance to permit the construction of the proposed 16-foot standing sign and depicted in the application.
Is there a second to that motion?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries unanimously. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And thanks, Liz. I'll echo what was said before. We don't know what we do without you.
Thank you. I'm gonna get big That's why I should go on vacation more often.
Thank you for your comments.
Welcome.
Is there any other business? If not, I entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Mr. McVicker, those plans are with the building inspector. He's approving everything, so we can issue. That's why they're not here. Very good.